Hi guys, welcome to another video. And I've got news today that this is likely to be my last shift at this site, which is a shame because this has been a decent site for like the last sort of 3 months or so, I think. Nice, clean, local. So it's been a decent little site for me, but it's likely that it's going to come to an end as of the start of next week or this weekend. That's some news that I've got. In other news, I've spent about £175 down the vets this sort of last week, etc. One of them was Cooper's injection. So with security dog handling, my trainer needs me to have his booster jabs up to date and also his kennel cough. I feel like the vets has swindled me a little bit, where his jab and his kennel cough are a month different. So one's in August, one's in September, and they won't do his kennel cough in August, so which means I've got to pay £50. Well, I didn't know this at the time, but I've paid like £50 for the consultation and then like 25 quid for his injection. But then when I go back to get his kennel cough, I'm gonna have to pay like £50 again, and then probably 25 quid for that one. So it's cost me 75 quid just for his booster. And then Ollie had a bit of a reaction to something that he had to go down the vets for. He's on antibiotics, so that's cost me another 100 quid. Because of any time you walk into the vets and there's something wrong, it's automatically 100 quid, even if it's just 7 antibiotic tablets. So this site is coming to an end. Dogs have been down the vets, nothing to worry about. Dogs are absolutely fine. And in other news, I have joined TikTok, something that I said I was probably never ever going to do, but I have joined TikTok. Hold on, let me change that because my arm's hurting. Something that I said I was never going to do, but I have actually joined TikTok, and I think for the large part I've actually enjoyed it. It's a much better platform than I thought it was. I've started following a couple of dog handlers on there that do some good stuff. There's one in particular that does some good stuff. There is some interesting people on there. Dancing with dogs, I'm not too sure. I think I've got my own opinions on that, but dancing as dog handlers and things like that is probably not the image I would want to give out as a security dog handler, doing dances or things like that. But each to their own. But definitely dancing with dogs is, I find, a little bit strange. But yeah, I've joined TikTok, and I actually think for the large part, if I can get some form of following on there, it's actually going to be a little bit more beneficial. I feel like the way in which the lives are set up, are probably better, that I could probably do some more. I know lots of people ask when I'm going to do like another YouTube live, etc. If I get a decent following on TikTok, I could probably go live more, because there's just less admin. With YouTube live, there's a little bit more admin and sort of stuff to do. So maybe TikTok could be the way forward. So like I say, I've never been one for TikTok. I've actually done a couple of TikToks, and I'm looking into it of how I can get my message across the way that I do on YouTube, but shortening that down into sort of TikTok. So maybe that's something that I'll look to do as well. So yeah, that's sort of the news over the last sort of week or so. This site's coming to an end. Dogs have been to the vets, nothing to worry about, and I've joined TikTok. So yeah, this is likely to be my last shift on this site, and I thought I'll bring you guys along and just sort of catch up with some of the stuff that's been going on recently. So we are just gone midnight, I think, about midnight. And it's been a typical shift for this site. I've enjoyed working this site, and I've always said that like different sites teach you different things. Obviously my first site was me learning the job, and then I moved on to like a building construction site kind of stuff, so in the middle of nowhere. So I've sort of learned different things about working in sort of construction sites and working in remote places. And then this site where there's no fence line, in a very public place with lots of public walking around and different things like that. And I suppose some of the things I've learned from this site is things like having tolerance levels, learning sort of a tolerance level so that you and the public can get along quite well. Learning that you can probably be some good intel to police or different things that are going about, because you do learn a lot of people's patterns now. There's certain people in this area where I could tell you their patterns more or less between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. I can more or less tell you their patterns every single day, what they do, whether it's walking their dog, whether it's the kids walking from one area to another area. They do it at exactly the same sort of time every single day. It's the same group of people. Whether it's people that are going to get Asda, whether they're going to the Asda to go and get their shopping, they do that at very similar points of the day. And I think you could be good intel, so making sure that you keep an idea of stuff that sort of happens, so that you are aware if something out of the ordinary does happen. But also just, I think, learning to work your dog in very public places and different things like that. I've kind of learned that. And like I say, I've had 3 very different sites. I mean, my first site was during a lockdown, so that was obviously going to be very different. But obviously the last 2 sites have been construction in the middle of nowhere and a public place, bang right in the middle of everything going on, and working days and nights as well. So I feel like I've become a better handler for being here and learning to deal with the public. I've had to deal with some people that have obviously walked through and walked on, and learning how to approach them people in the right way. Not always with the dog. I think there's only once maybe I was patrolling and I had the dog out anyway, that I had to speak to someone. But the large majority of times I've spoken to people on this site is that I haven't had the dog. So learning to approach people in real life situations rather than doing it in sort of practice and in controlled situations, being able to do that in a real life, I feel like that's been a good benefit as well. So yeah, I think like it's been a decent site. So I'm just gone midnight now. I'm going to have a sandwich, listen to some podcasts and things like that, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little while. And I'm done. I am done. Likely for that site. We'll be moving on to somewhere next week, a new adventure, a new site. So yeah, I think that's I can tick that off as a successful site. I think any time that you do a site and nothing goes wrong and you deal with what you have to deal with, obviously that site I didn't have to deal with anything major, so it's been an easy job. But being there, being a presence and different things like that, you can tick that off as a successful job. So yeah, on to hopefully a new site next week. We'll see what gets thrown up with that. Like I say, it's made me a better handler, but also having no facilities and different things like that, it's made me set my van up in with the Bluetti and different things like that. So even being on that site has made me a better prepared handler, that I'm now more prepared for sites without facilities, because obviously you guys would have seen the site before where I had microwave, fridge and all that sort of stuff. I never really had to worry about facilities. So yeah, I'm more prepared now. I'm more set up for any type of site. So yeah, I think it's been good. Like I say, tick that one off, and we'll see what happens next week. I'll let you guys know and obviously bring you guys along. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below for loads more videos. That's for now. I'll see you again next week. See you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.